Hello everyone, I'm going to show you how to use the Summary Reports plugin for AppGini. So after downloading the plugin, we should place it inside the folder that we're going to install it into. So this is an AppGini application folder, and here is the downloaded plugin. And to install it, all we need to do is open the zip file, copy the plugins folder from that zip file, go back and right click in an empty area and click paste. So this would extract the plugins folder from the Summary Reports zip file. Okay, now the plugins folder is extracted from the zip file, and we could delete the zip file if we wish to. Now, let's go to the browser. We should open the page of our AppGini application, sign in as admin. I'll click Remember Me here and sign in. And then to start running the plugin, we'll go to the admin area and we should see a plugins menu that appears here, and if everything goes alright, we should see Summary Reports inside that menu. So if we click on Summary Reports, it would open the first page of our Summary Reports plugin. Now we should upload our project file to the plugin in order to create our reports. So here is the project file, and we'll drag it to the drop-in upload area, and after it uploads, it should load into the plugin like this. So now we have three tables in our project: companies, quotes, and dividends, and no reports are created yet. Now, before creating our first summary report, let's have a quick look on the quotes table. So we'll go to the users area and click on quotes, and the quotes table lists the name of the company, the date of the quote, and the close price, the volume, open, high and low prices. And we have a lot of records. We have 11,700 records in here, and they are for multiple companies. So if we jump to page, let's say 1156, so these are quotes for Google. So we have several companies, and we have the close prices daily for each of these companies. Now we want to summarize this. So for the quotes table, we want to show the average share price for each company during a certain time period. So let's click on Add Report, and let's give the report a title of Average Close Price. We want to summarize using the average of the close price, and we want to group the results by company. So for each company, we'll show the average close price, and we want to filter using a date, the date field, and this would allow us to filter the report to show the average close price during a certain time period. Next, we can specify which groups of users are allowed to access this report by typing them here. So for example, if you want to allow only admins to access the report, we should type admins in here. If you want to allow also let's say data entry users to access the report, we should type their group name. Let's say it's called data entry, like that, but we should enter it on a separate line. Here we can see that we could leave that box empty if you want all groups to access the report. So this is what we are going to do. We'll leave the box empty so that every user can access this report. Now we'll click Save, and the report is now displayed. So this is our first report in the quotes table. Let's go to the dividends table now, and we have no reports created yet. Before creating a report, let's have a look on the dividends table. So we'll go to dividends, and the dividends table, as you can see, contains the company name, the amount of the dividend, and the date that dividend was issued. And this goes on for multiple companies across several dates. So here we can see a lot of dividends for Apple. And then we see dividends for IBM, and so on. So what we want to do is display a report that shows the sum of dividends for each company during a certain date period. So we'll go to our plugin, create a new report, and let's call it Total Dividends. So what we want to display is the sum of amount is the dividend field, and we want to group this by company so that for each company we'll show the sum of the dividends, and we want to filter that report by date, so we'll select the record date field. We'll leave this box empty so that every group can access this report. Now we'll click Save, and the report is configured now. So we have one report under quotes, the average close price, and one report under dividends, the total dividends. Now let's generate our reports. First we specify the output folder, and by default the plugin detects the folder of the current application and puts it in here. Now maybe we are generating the reports into a different application than the one hosting the plugin. So in that case, we'll just type the path to the target application, and if the path is valid, we should see valid path here, and the continue button will be enabled. If we enter an invalid path, for example like this, we'll see invalid path in here, and the continue button is disabled. So only if we enter a valid path, things should work fine. We'll click continue to generate the reports, and that's the last step for generating our summary reports. Now we go back to our application. We can access the reports from the home page or from the Jump to menu. So we'll see a new entry in here, summary reports, and if we click on it, we can see the summary reports page. Now we have some reports under the quotes table, currently only one report, the average close price, and the reports under the dividends table, only one report currently, which is total dividends. So let's click on average close price, and this is our report, and by default it's filtered by the date period representing month to date. So it's filtered from May 1 till May 13, which is the date of today. But we can change that from the report configuration here. We could specify the date manually from and to, or we could just click on one of these buttons to select current month, last month, current quarter, or current year. I'll select current year. So the date is now from January 1 till May 13th. And we can optionally have two comparison date periods. If we select current year, the comparison date periods will be set to January 1 of last year till end of last year, and then January 1 of the year before and end of the year before. I'll click apply, and now we have the average close price for the current year, and we have a comparison period of last year and the year before. So here is how our report is organized. We can see the companies in our table, and we can see the average close price for each during the report period, which starts from January 1, 2018 till May 13th, 2018, and this is compared with the average close price for last year, 2017, and the average close price for the year before, 2016. And we can see also the change percentage. So here is how to read the data. For Apple, the price for last year, the average price or the average close price for last year was 150.55, and in comparison to the current year, the average close price for the current year has increased by 14.1%. And you can see that when the change is positive, the color of this cell is green. Here the color is red because the change is negative. So for IBM, the average close price was higher last year than the current year. So last year it was 157.66, and it dropped by 0.5% for current year, and it's now 156.82 cents. The same thing applies for the year before. So let's go back to the summary reports page and see our dividends report, total dividends. Let's also set the date period to current year, apply, and we can see 4 companies that issued dividends for our report period. So for Microsoft, it issued a sum or a total of dividends of $0.42 for the period of January 1 till May 13th, and it issued 1.59 cents for the comparison period of 2017. Now, as you can see, the figures here are links, and those links allow us to drill down the data of the report. So for example, if we click on 1.59, this should show us the details of this figure. So it drilling down basically answers the question of where did this figure come from. So we expect to see all the dividends of Microsoft issued for the period of January 1, 2017 till December 31, 2017, and their total should be 1.59. So if we click that link, we can see now that we have 4 dividends issued by Microsoft in 2017, and these are the amounts of the dividends, and this is the sum of the dividends, 1.59, which matches the sum displayed in the report. So this is how summary reports work. As you can see, it's an excellent tool for summarizing our data and allowing us to see the trends and to see the big picture, and allows us to make decisions accordingly. It's very easy to create reports through the summary reports plugin. Thank you for watching.